Inglourious Basterds? Now I've seen it a second time. Sure, there's the long German talking scenes and all that.
Yeah.
But it was really a mix of movies, and I can't really point out, really, but there is a mix of movies that somewhere, if I look around enough, hard enough, he probably took it from some crappy 50s or 70s movies or genres.
I still had fun with it, though.
It's more of a fantasy.
Yeah.
Christoph Waltz is the evil bastard SS officer, knowing how a Jew thinks and all that.
Yeah.
And then you have Brad Pitt, a moonshiner, working with the Brits.
Yeah, I like the concept of it where they... Especially that one guy that beats the fuck out of people with baseball bats.
Yeah, the Bear Jew. Yeah, which, I forget which NFL player named himself that, and he's Jewish, too. Or something. And he called himself the Bear Jew.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. Actually, the movie, repeats itself. Did you notice that?
Like which part?
No, every long German talking scene.
Oh.
You talk, thing,
Oh, you're talking about the
surprise,
translation?
or, no, not translation.
Well, I mean, a lot of times they were translated, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like from French to German to English.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It all had to do with, translation. In terms of, a movie's, visuals or, the theming or coloring of it. There's, translation of languages. Actually,
Yeah.
You know what's funny? There's also dogs, believe it or not. Because there was that one poodle dog where, the lady, Shana, she's invited with Goebbels about the movie theater and all that.
Yeah.
That scene, there's that poodle there for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have, when that actress, I forget her name, they're in the veterinarian.
Yeah, that's true.
He has it actually tightly scripted and everything. He has everything there on purpose. You know?
I guess, but I mean, that's kind of giving somebody too much credit sometimes.
I know there is, but it's kind of like it rhymes kind of a thing.
I just think he has fun with it.
I know he does. You know how there was those sudden cuts to people's names, or here's Friedrich von Stuffing Pie Eater.
Yeah.
Or the Hugo Studlicks, and it had a certain font to it, it's from the 70s.
Yeah.
That's where I'm thinking, and some of the music cues, it's this is not World War II music.
Yeah, I know that.
But it's
some of the parts are a little bit weird though, where they seem like they were building up for something really fucking extravagant, and then it didn't. No, nothing.
Yeah. Which this movie, while it's kind of oh god, this is all in German, and then something suddenly happens and your interest perk up.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Some of the music feels like it comes out of a crappy kung fu flick, actually. I'm not kidding you. When I was watching those for a few, a month ago.
You and your Kill Bill as well.
And Kill Bill to a certain extent. But then you have this movie, which is Nazis in Paris. And there's certain camera cues that he did. There's a certain overhead camera work that he was doing with Kill Bill, and he did it here. So, which I always enjoy things like that because, again, he considers film to be a moving picture, movement. So, anything particular? What scenes do you like?
Well, I like the baseball scene. Or baseball bat scene.
Baseball bat. Actually, I like have that British agent. You see Winston Churchill and all that.
Yeah.
Which he said, I'll just have a scotch and water.
Yeah.
And then he had damn good.
It's in the Globe.
Yeah, it's in the Globe. Yeah, they have those. So you can buy them on Amazon.com.
Fuck that. I'm not buying that shit.
Yeah, I'm not. I'd just rather have a regular cabinet, thank you. But otherwise, like, now that I know Scotch, I know what he's talking about. But then there's the whole, the bar that's underground. And they're all playing Guess Who I Am game.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't think anyone else would do that but weirdo creative people or hacks.
That's actually a party game.
Yeah.
I've seen people play it before.
Uh-huh. That's kind of weird, but you know what? It's new.
It's something that's uncommon.
But then again, like I said at the beginning here, it refers to movies everywhere. You have Lenny Riefenstahl. You have mountain climbing, still Lenny Riefenstahl.
Yeah.
And then you have Genghis Khan. Well, no, King Kong on one guy's head, and then telling the fact about nitrate.
Oh, no, that girl said she had the Genghis Khan one, and she's like, I never would have guessed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then there's nitrate film. Being burned at such a high thing.
Actually, I have a question.
Huh?
Since this movie was filmed in whatever era, the exact dates and whatnot, when did King Kong come out?
Oh, King Kong. Well, it was a sound picture.
Yeah.
So, probably.
Well, they had that.
Well, they probably were like, if it did come out pretty late, and like Germany was at war. Yeah, let's say King Kong went over there, and then the German state would approve it, kind of thing. So, I guess, whatever was okay for the German people to watch, just like any totalitarian regime. Yeah, I guess everyone would know that.
But it was in English.
Oh, whatever. That's still, even if it's, back then you didn't have anything else to do. Oh, look! A giant ape! I can't understand what our white people are saying, but screw it. There's an ape that gets a woman.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
Otherwise, now that you said that, that's kind of questionable, but who knows?
Because, I don't think it would have been popular in their country.
Yeah. But then we have to think about, it's a movie.
Yeah.
And then you can have other things, and there was a few Zinger quotes. Is it Zinger? Like Paris can fry or something?
Something like that.
Uh-huh. I can't remember.
Just gonna say, I kind of like that scene how, right around the beginning where the guy goes into the house, and he's saying, oh, do you speak English? And I could tell, oh shit, where's this going? Because if the other people are there, they probably don't speak English.
Uh-huh.
So he could actually talk to him and threaten him and do whatever. I just thought that was kind of an interesting concept. But right after that happened, and the girl runs away, and that becomes the storyline for another character. That's when I was just kind of I kind of knew where it was going.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the other scenes, even before they happened, they seem more tactful.
Mm-hmm.
And then things just kind of get thrown together. And especially the girl that's there, she signed it because she's an actress, and her shoe is there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that's a throwaway character at that point, aside from the whole setting happening. And pretty much it's obviously spoiler alerts and shit. But it's basically for the very last scene. That was it. It was just to have that scene.
At least he's connecting things together. Oh, this goes with this.
Yeah.
But there's some things that now that I've watched it again, now it made me laugh because of the violence.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's over the top. Okay, so not all of it, but also Brad Pitt speaking in Italian.
That was fucking silly.
Yeah, it was silly. It's it's so goddamn obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I were a German guy, then I hear him speaking Italian like that. Oh, no, it's for the movie-going audience to think, oh, they actually did that.
Yeah. They're like, you guys gotta have accents.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, and I know Italian. And then you sound like an American.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing though, when they're trying to get scalps off.
Yeah.
That actually isn't far. It doesn't seem like it's far from the truth.
Probably. I mean, you've seen somebody that's been scalped before.
Oh, I saw. I'm talking about my.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Well, I know it's much more bloodier. In fact, there's a lot of effects. I always question about violent effects and all that. And, how do they do that? With that.
A lot of makeup and stuff.
That's not really their head or something, or is...
Well, not just that. It's also, with a lot of... Especially, like, the horror flicks and stuff. You'll notice that a lot of, like, the knives they have, they look like they're sharp.
Uh-huh.
But you notice that they keep them at the same angle when they move it.
Uh-huh.
It's like a butter knife. They just kind of move it there, and whatever's it's designed to fall apart. Like even when they had the scene where let's say another Quentin Tarantino movie, Reservoir Dogs. Like you remember the ear scene that they had?
Oh yeah.
They just didn't show it. That's a better effect, and then they used makeup on the side. But when it came down to let's say there's a scene where somebody gets shot, it's packets that bust open. And if you have skin breaking, like I told you, they just rub something across there and it's designed to fall apart.
Oh, okay. Actually, speaking of that ear scene of Reservoir Dogs, I saw them, they're actually shooting and it's all the actual sound from the sound stage. And there's a machine going, I hear.
Oh.
And it's it's supposed to pump out the blood out of the guy's ear place.
Yeah. They did a good job with the effects on that movie because, especially the guy that's tied up, they have the blood hanging out his nose over the duct tape and everything. Yeah. That looked crazy.
Yeah, it's all about special effects. Yeah, there's an illusion to it all.
Well, they're practical effects.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Nazi, the swastika.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, certain things about this film when Quentin Tarantino was talking about it. He's had this film in his, in a notebook and all that. Like, when he was, making the plot outlines for, Pulp Fiction. And also, Kill Bill as well. But, I think that was just an idea. But he had this film more thought out. And he's had that Landa character for a while. But he didn't get around to making this film till 2009.
Yeah.
And Pulp Fiction came out in 94.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting they went to this.
I wanted to point something out, though.
What?
They always seem to sneak in Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Like when they started explaining the film, like how it's flammable.
Oh, yeah.
Suddenly he's in it.
And you have one token black guy in this film.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of funny, though. I did like the way that they worked that in there.
Yeah.
But it was kind of dumb, because if you look at it as an entire piece, you're going to be like, well, there's something fucking missing.
And I remember that, the whole scene with the... Well, this is just a little bit of information that, when the whole theater's on fire and everything.
Yeah.
It was much hotter than intended. So it was actually kind of dangerous.
Yeah. I just didn't understand how, they're all in there, they're all fucking armed, somebody's shooting at them, and they're just running around in circles and shit.
Don't the people in the theater have guns? I would be armed, just in case. I'm a Nazi, right?
Oh, because that was a scheduled thing for them to go to.
Yeah.
Where they have to be on their best guard because it's all of them in one spot.
And there would be certainly a lot more security, not just 5 guys.
5 guys.
And also the plot with Shoshana and the sniper hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it was going to be tragic because they're from 2 different worlds. Like, she's just a Frenchman, also a Jew. he's a celebrity and all that, and he's interested in her. It was a good film. I mean, this is actually a actual film.
Yeah, I mean, there's still flaws in it, but without the flaws, if they corrected it, it would be too happy. It wasn't intended to be anything that was everyone's happily ever after. It's more like, well, there's a lot of fucked up shit that happens in general.
Yeah, they really mutilated Hitler's corpse with the machine gun fire.
Yeah.
I mean, of course they're gonna do that.
It was expected.
Yeah. Yeah, World War II ended in 1944. Hooray!
So that's how Hitler died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which, to be fair, yeah, that kind of film wouldn't be made by, anyone else.
Probably not.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad it exists. It's not my favorite, but it exists, and it shows you can make shit up too.
I thought it was a good movie overall.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't have any real complaints about it. There's just things that I noticed. I'm like, well, that could have been a little bit better. But then after watching it, I'm like, no, actually, fuck it, leave it alone. It's original.
At least he tried. He was daring to do these things, and yeah, it works.
What do you want to rate it though?
I know it's above average, 7.
Yeah, I'm thinking about 7 or an 8.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably notice more shit if I watch it again, but I thought it was alright. I thought it was fun to watch. It's just that whenever I'm watching movies with a bunch of fucking subtitles, it starts to get a little bit confusing if they're not being consistent with, like, even because they were switching languages and shit too.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, fuck, I want the scene to end. Just get to the fuck point.
Yeah, because I knew what the story was and what they're talking about, I did skip ahead, so.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.